Okay, I do hope that I am live. It says live. Hello, hello, everyone. We are here together on this Friday evening. I have been a little bit MIA, I must admit, on my social media channels as far as doing lives. But, life is lifing, right? And so I wanted to come in tonight since May is actually money making May. Money making May. So I feel compelled to get on my soapbox and tell you a little bit about your money and how we're going to get there. So, for those of you who don't know me or who are just new to my profile, I am Myrna Lane Hippolyte. I am a financial wellness coach. I am a wealth strategist, and I really help high achieving powerhouse women turn their amazing income into wealth by investing in the overall stock market. Yes, I said it, the stock market. Now, the stock market has been going up like crazy. And if you're not in the game, you're really missing out because when we thought, things were getting a little bit soft, the market's taken off again. And so you really need to be in the game. So I want to ask you a question. And if you're watching this live, put something in the comments for me so I know. I'm on StreamYard, so it's a little bit hard to tell because I'm on multiple platforms. But put something in the comments, say hello if you're watching this live. And if you're watching the replay, just put pound replay so that I know that you're watching. So, is your money working for you? So, that's a question I want to pose, right? Is your money working for you, or is it just really sitting there? What is your money doing? So, if you're that woman, high achieving, you're making great money, you might be saving more or less consistently. You're checking all those boxes, right? But when it comes to the stock market, sometimes you either just put it off because I see it all the time with my clients who actually start is before they start, they're putting it off. They're saying that I'll get to it. Life is lifing. I'm too busy. I don't want to be scammed, or I don't have time for this. This is going to be complicated and I need some mindset. And they end up not doing anything. And before you know it, later turns into years. It's really not your fault. It's not your fault because you're under the misconception that maybe it takes a lot of money to invest, that you're going to have to become that Uber analyst to understand what's happening with those numbers and pick a stock, or you're afraid to lose your money because we work for our money, and do we want to lose our money? So when we're talking about market crashes and everything happening, sometimes there's fear. So I don't want fear to paralyze you and make you not get involved in the market because you're losing out on money, losing out on opportunity, losing out on what options can come when you have more money. So I want to change that. And as part of changing that, I want you to be making a few smart foundational decisions. So the first thing really starts with, and if we're talking about making money in the month of May, the first thing is really making sure that you have the right foundation. And before you even start to invest, you have to make sure that you're able to save and that you're saving and that you're saving in the right vehicle and making sure that you have a high yield savings account that's generating at least 4% interest, because right now there's inflation. Prices are going up. You don't want to be in a situation where if you put your money under a mattress or you put your money in a savings account that's generating 0.1% interest, which is nothing, where the value of your money is eroding over time. What does that mean? That means that the money that you have is going to be worth less because it's not growing. And you have to, with inflation, prices are high, so it costs more. So $100 today doesn't buy the same thing as $100 yesterday, if you get what I'm saying. And so you have to make sure that you have the right foundation, that you're saving. You're saving, first of all, in a proper account, and making sure that you have at least 3 to 6 months worth of your baseline expenses. And when I say baseline, that means if lights come off today, income dries up, you have that money set aside in a high yield savings account. So that's the foundational piece. So if we're all here about making money in the month of May, saving is the foundation. Now, you can't save your way to wealth. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not going to make it if you're just saving. So you have to invest. But you might say, well, Myrna, what do I do to start? It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. So you don't overthink it. Because if you want long-term growth, if you want your money to grow over time, if you want flexibility and access, if you want a means to grow your wealth that's open to everyone, because anyone can open a brokerage account in order to buy stocks and to invest. The stock market is a low barrier to entry because you can open a brokerage account today and have $0, no money, and open that account. So start simple. You might say, oh my gosh, because you need an investment account essentially to invest. You need an investment account. So you need to figure out which investment account that you need to get and which account works for you. There are different parameters. We're not necessarily going to get into all that, but you need to educate yourself. And so part of what I'm offering this month is a free guide to investing in the stock market. So I have the link dropped in the comments. It's a free guide. It's a simple guide. Step by step, it walks you through what you need in order to get started, because you don't have to know everything. I always talk about stock market investing more or less like driving a car, right? I drive my car from point A to point B. I go to work, I go to the store, I go to church. And essentially, I get myself to where I need to go. But if I lift up that hood, do I know what's happening under the hood? I can't tell you. I can't tell you a thing about what's happening under the hood, but I still get myself to where I need to go. Stock market is the same concept. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be that analyst that's poring over balance sheet and income statement and understanding all the intricacies of a company's financials in order to invest and in order to make your money. And I see it all the time. People get in their head and they think that, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to know all this to invest. You don't. So that's why I'm offering you this free investing guide so that you can get started. Get started. The other alternative too is that I am going to be hosting on June 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern an investing happy hour. And investing happy hour is what it implies. You come with your drink of choice, whether it be wine, hot chocolate, tea, water, whatever. You come, bring a notepad, and we talk about investing in the stock market. And I'm going to break down all the basic terms. Keep it simple. And we're going to do this in a way that's fun, that is, I guess, non-threatening. And I have a lot of people who tell me, Myrna, I'm not a numbers person, but they come to the happy hour and they come and they leave and they have the ability to actually start to invest in the stock market. So that's going to be held on June 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The investment for that is $47. I have included the link in the comments so that you can register for that. We already have a number of registrants, so I would love to have you on June 9th. It's really just breaking down the stock market and making it simple. Because a lot of times you hear the language, right? You hear ETF, mutual fund, exchange. You don't know what the terms mean. And so in order to level the playing field, you have to understand what the terms mean. And so we're going to do that during the investing happy hour. So I would love to have you so that we can begin the journey. That's going to be taking place in June, but you can register now in May as part of your Money Making May initiatives. So Money Making May, in May, we want to make some money, right? So we want to level set on our savings. We want to be able to start at least educating ourselves on investing so that we can start with a bang come the beginning of June. And you want to make sure that some of your items are in order. And so part of Money Making May is 1, looking at your savings, 2, starting the foundational pieces for investing. But you got to make sure that your money house is in order. And what do I mean by that? I mean making sure that you are optimized to free up money so that you can actually invest. And so that requires you to take a look at your budget. If you don't have a budget, well, some people consider budgeting to be a 4-letter word. It doesn't really have to be, because it's really all about tracking the money coming in and the money going out, and making sure that you look at everything, that you're not spending money unnecessarily and have what I call money leaks, where money's just going out and you're essentially saying, oh, well, I had this subscription to the gym, I haven't gone in 6 months, and you're still paying that subscription. You might want to ask yourself, well, maybe I could go walking. I don't need to have that subscription if I'm not going to use it. And so asking yourselves questions like, oh, well, I'm spending a lot on Amazon. Do I need to spend that much on Amazon? Trust me, I feel your pain, because Amazon is like my best friend. Don't tell my best friends, but Amazon's like my best friend. My kid looks at me and is like, Mom, do you really need to order that much? But it's so convenient. It's not about, it's essentially, I could be going out to the store. I could just click, and the thing comes to my door. So you have to take a look at what you're spending your money on. So make the month of May a month where you have a date with your money and you make a determination to multiply your money, fast track your money growth. And the best way, and in my unbiased opinion, one of the best ways to do that is investing in the stock market. And if you don't know how to invest in the stock market, DM me. I'll be happy to sit on a call with you to figure out what your money goals are and how best to get you invested in the shortest amount of time possible based on your needs and based on your goals. Because my hope and aspiration is that every woman out there invests in the stock market and understands the power of the stock market and how that can help us equalize the playing field when it comes to our money. All right, everybody. So I've said enough for Friday night. I will leave you out to your Friday night activities. But before I leave, 1, make sure that you download that free investing guide. It's a guide on how to invest in the stock market, basic steps that should get you started. Download the guide. And number 2, register for the Investing Happy Hour. It's called Investing Happy Hour because it's investing in the stock market in a fun way where we're going to dispel the myths, help you learn about your investor personality. That's very important because what I invest in may not be what you invest in. So you've got to know what your investor personality is. So join us for the happy hour. The investment for that is $47. Download the free guide to investing in the stock market, because May, we've got to go out there and make that money and make a change and make a decision that you're going to do something different. All right, everybody, I'll leave you to your Friday evening. Have a good night.